So I've always had a passion for security and safety, and I knew I wanted to do something, especially with everything going on in the world, all the different threats around the world, and I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, but then we found the peace in Africa that we could do and offer safety and security to those folks.
This is nuts.
I experienced the crazy traffic. Yeah. You know, here people are too aggressive when driving. So you just have to get used, then know the steps, then know how to maneuver and find your path.
So we are in the Katanga slums in Kampala. I walked through here this morning and I saw some of the conditions these people live in, the families, the children. Nothing like we're used to seeing. About 4 months ago, discovered a school in the Katanga slums that had a couple recent robberies. And the reason for that is the school was never finished, so the classrooms, they don't have a first level of security, doors and windows.
The general name for everything here is called Makerere Community Polytechnic and Sports Center. That was the original idea, and Makerere Community Polytechnic and Sports Center is a community-based organization. As you've seen, this is one of the worst slums in Kampala. Most of these children, if you visited their homes, you would not believe it, because they come from families of the poorest. You know, the poorest of the poor.
We've got schools that don't have windows. We have schools that don't have doors. This is a base level for security. If you don't have a door, you're welcoming people in. Someone can walk right into that school and they can steal all the school supplies, and that's what's happening.
When we first started thinking of safety and security, we're like, you know, we had to come to the realization that these folks live different than us. So we didn't really know at first what to give them, but then as we started to think, we decided that solar-powered flashlights, as well as solar-powered alarm panels, and then doors and windows. We learned that there was a school and they were in need of that sort of thing. So this was good because it gave them light, it gave them, you know, safety and security, as well as locking up what was valuable to them.
This is the beautiful door that this man handcrafted. I think it looks like a piece of art. I think it's absolutely amazing. This is nice, very nice. I'm honored to do this. I'm actually laying the first few bricks here, so I don't want to screw this up. I'm a bit nervous.
Dice Corporation, I think I should say, and it's not because you are here, but there are not so many organizations that look at people and say, let me give a hand. That is great, and we are so grateful. We have a door, we have now we have a classroom closed and the windows placed, and we are so grateful to Dice Corporation.
When Cliff Dice came to his employees here at Dice Corporation, it was an honor to actually have it presented to us, not only as an employee, but that we would be able to incorporate the experience into our family and home life as well. Some of the contributions that the Dice employees were able to help out with were the trees, which are very significant because over the years, as these trees mature and grow, they will offer a substantial amount of fruit and whatnot. And then they also are recognized by a plaque being set next to the tree. As the trees were growing and maturing, my family wanted to take it a step further and help in bringing them immediate assistance with their food supply. So we donated 600 pounds of food, which would feed the entire community for one entire month.
Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. Dice Corporation wanted to feed some communities today. We're going to feed some communities. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm extremely proud of my colleagues at Dice Corporation. Jen, thanks to you, we bought some posho and some beans for this community here.
This school started in the year of 2009. During those time, this school was progressing up to primary 5, but due to inadequate supplies, they lower the classes down up to P3. By those time, there were 6 teachers, but due to inadequate supplies, like parents were contributing very little amount of money, so it makes it possible for them to continue with those classes and to pay the teachers.
The 2 teachers that we worked with is Mrs. Megan Friend. She has a 3rd grade class in Owosso, Michigan, and the other teacher is Mrs. Kim McMahan, and she has a culture club for 5th graders in Midland, Michigan.
About 3 years ago, I started something called the Kindness Project with my students, and I kind of challenged my 3rd graders to think of a random act of kindness and create a plan for it and carry it out. And then once they're done with that, they write a reflection about it and they create a project about it.
We watched a few videos about what it's like to be a child in Uganda, and we watched one that was a typical day. And they could see that there isn't much, they don't have a lot. And then Matt talked to the kids about how sometimes only a couple of kids in a village can go to school, and they can't go unless they have a pencil, and some of them don't even have that.
And there wasn't a doubt in my mind that this was something that my kids would be excited to do, and as I was explaining the project to my children, kind of seeing if it was something they'd be interested in, I had 3 or 4 girls walk out of the classroom in tears because they just couldn't believe how different life is for children in a country halfway across the globe.
The idea was to go into the school and explain to them the needs in a school in Uganda, and basically everyone's got a junk drawer at home. So I went in and I asked the students, why don't you go home, open up your junk drawer, and find all your broken pens and pencils. So pick up the crayons. It may be old, it may be used, it may be broken to you, but in places in the northern region in Uganda, that's brand new.
Those school supplies have really done so much to the Ugandan children. Most of them do not have even bullshit, right? The parents, we have a financial crisis right now, and sometimes the parents do not have the money to buy these scholastic materials. But we would like to thank the kids back in the States who have collected, and the teachers who have collected these items, and we have much to deliver them. They are really doing a great job to us. It's really helping the country, though.
I know that they're feeling like they're actually making a difference, and they're not just learning about another culture, but they're gonna have an impact on the lives of kids there, and maybe some of their school supplies will change somebody's life by giving them a chance to go to school.
I think that my students will gain what it feels like to give and not expect anything in return. I think one of the most powerful things that I have seen come out of this project so far is I have students who don't have a lot to give, but they're finding something to give. And that's been a really powerful message for me, and it's really driven a lot home.
I would like to thank Mrs. Friend and Mrs. McMahan for their contributions to our school.
We discovered about 8 months ago, we were looking for what they call a child head of household. And a child head of household is a young person, boy or girl, that is, of course, head of their household. Parents are deceased, maybe because of HIV/AIDS, maybe because LRA, maybe they were killed during LRA. And unfortunately, these child head of households as young as 10 years old, they are now the head where they have to take care of their family. So we heard about Sharon. Sharon is a young lady in Uganda that is 10 years old. She has 2 baby brothers. She has a sister that has a mental illness. And we were fortunate enough with Abra and Wahab's team, our friend Emma, that we discovered where she was living.
Sharon has been living with the sibling. They are 4 in numbers. In their home, they lost their father, they lost their mother, and they are totally in difficulties. They have no food, even they have no bedding, where to sleep, and so there has been that difficulties.
This is the condition that Sharon slept on this stone slab for how many years? How many years?
10 years.
10 years she slept on this.
Let's come back.
We need two mattresses. 2 mattresses.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to say this, I'm blown away. We're trying to make, we're trying to supply Sharon's village with food, and we're trying to make it sustainable. So we had a talk last night about buying, and I'm laughing because I don't see this, to buy an actual ox plow. So we bought the ox and we have the plow here. Sharon doesn't know that we're giving it to her just yet, but it should be a special moment. And Wheeler Trucking, Rex Wheeler from Wheeler Trucking approached us in the middle of this, and he is actually the one that bought the ox plow. So I can't thank Rex enough.
When we found out what Sharon was able to do with the limited resources she had and the situation that she was in, we decided that we really wanted to help provide them with a sustainable source of food, income, whatever we could come up with that would get her by.
No matiga timeba na diari yo chana wa man di makemi botuba mi we okonyu me pu winyo wa ke welo diari yo na piwunba ne okonyu wa kuno pu kwere diang bene don ke kelo diang bene don komiti ke tala duitba wa kuno tiu kwere ka karme pu ramo chero puru kwere puru ke chame porro winyo wa ka chamo chak se konyu ke gangba ka jomo kana bene mero ge puru kera che mino wuchanta ye winyu che konyu me welo ge achama konyu bene me oriat go ka pa mo tiga komilere winyu che yini chero kere winyu wa diang tie an mat ge yo mio ba ne okonyu ba.
I wanted to do something special that was unique for the people that were receiving the products. It helps everyone else realize, what can be done if you take time out and give.